I struggled for quite a few months. I tried to whistleblow with the Scotsman. That went horribly wrong. Alex Cole Hamilton squashed that. I have written evidence of that. And my mental health was really badly impacted. I can't get into the nuance here, but it was really pretty terrible. On the 2nd of January, I saw a headline, something similar to this, and it was in relation to Karen Adam MSP talking about paedophilia and how we need to view paedophiles as normal, quote unquote, people, which I absolutely was relieved to read because I'd been saying similar privately to friends about my concerns in the Lib Dems. You can see on the right that I start to compose a tweet saying, in for a penny. The last time I saw Alex Cole Hamilton, he asked me what the final straw was that made me resign my membership. I told him it was the paedophilia, and then I stop. And I looked at it. I remember sitting at my kitchen table and thinking, you can't do this. You can't come out publicly and state any of this. And so I deleted it. But before I did, I took a screenshot because I know in my heart of hearts that one day abuse is going to come out. I really do believe that. And I wanted to prove to myself that I knew. I didn't sleep that night. And then the next morning, I read the Herald story. I wanted to find out a bit more about what had happened with Karen Adam. And in amongst the story about Karen Adam, Alex Cole Hamilton gives a quote saying that there should be no place for this in our politics, none at all, utterly grim, solidarity with Karen here. And I was floored. Why is he standing with Karen, but he won't stand with me when I've got serious concerns about paedophilia and other things in the Liberal Democrats? And so I bit the bullet. And on the 3rd of January 2022, I tweeted out that I left the Scottish Liberal Democrats because of a growing concern about paedophiles in the party. And I also referenced the fact that I was too nervous to tweet, but then I heard that he'd reached out to Karen Adam to offer his support and that they walk amongst us. The next morning, when I woke up, I checked my phone and I felt utterly sick because in response to that tweet, somebody had messaged publicly saying there's something I want to say so badly, but I can't for legal reasons. So all I can say is that I believe her 100%. To conclude, a journalist said to me last year that I shouldn't talk about paedophilia publicly until I have sat in front of an independent investigator with all of my whistleblowing. They said it with good intentions towards me because they are worried that it might strip my story of any credibility. And whilst I understand the sentiment, I can't possibly agree with it, especially after researching child abuse and how it is often discovered in institutions like the Lib Dems. I believe that given the circumstances I've been dealt, I'm doing everything in my power that I possibly can. Now, that said, I have put out 4 videos today about the potential for paedophilia in the Liberal Democrats, and this is not a comfortable place to be sitting, as you can imagine. So I wanted to share with you the checks that I run on my material before I even start to press record on videos like this. I thought it might be useful for other people who are potentially going through it. The first one is all about rumours, and as you can see from this message at the top of the slide, this is Rebecca, a former staffer of Alex Cole Hamilton and a former friend of mine who went out on Twitter publicly to support the notion that I'm a liar during my chemotherapy. Rebecca is talking about allegations relating to Derek Mackay, SNP, MSP, a former MSP, where she says that now she thinks about it, isn't that surprising? But she just never heard the rumours. Well, I have heard rumours about paedophiles and the Liberal Democrats. I've heard more than rumours. I've taken phone calls and I have spoken to staffers in London who I trust who have told me that there is evidence. So yes, Rebecca, I feel sick too. The second check is on previous. Has there been any previous? Well, of course, Cyril Smith, David Steele and Willie Rennie's abhorrent behaviour in 2020. Has the party gone into hiding? Well, yes, tick. Andrew Learmonth accused them of being in hiding in this article in the Herald in 2020. I have repeatedly called for an independent investigation. I've even said that I'll sit on a live broadcast with all of my evidence, and Alex Cole Hamilton can bring the independent investigation report. But they're nowhere to be seen. And in fact, they're blocking everybody who asks them for the independent investigation report. And what about signs of a toxic culture? Well, we've already covered the fact that Jill Riley and Wendy Chamberlain have both told me that they're supporting my complaints privately, but have ignored my written references to concerns over paedophilia. So, yes, tick. And what about the mishandling of other complaints? Well, I've been proving that for the last 4 years. So, tick. And what about the silencing of a whistleblower in relation to allegations? Well, Wendy Chamberlain MP lied about an independent investigation last week. So, tick. And what about cover up? Well, yes, again, Andrew Learmonth states in this Herald article that the lawyer for Cyril Smith's victims accused the Lib Dems of putting their own party interest above the welfare of children abused by a prolific paedophile. I have plenty of texts from Alex Cole Hamilton telling me that he likes me, he will support me, he loves me, but he is also going to protect the party. This is a man who, the last I saw, has children's rights campaigner in his Twitter bio. I have said many times before that when it comes to paedophilia, I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind feeling embarrassed about being wrong. I have enough evidence now of the Liberal Democrats trying to shut me down to publicly state that if someone like me, a senior staffer who was well respected before I spoke up, who had the kitchen sink thrown at them in relation to trying to get them elected, when they raise the alarm on child abuse and abuse of vulnerable adults, they're silenced. In a party like the Liberal Democrats, this is a concern. So where is my independent investigation? I've hand on heart never spoken to an independent investigator in relation to any complaint within the Liberal Democrats, and certainly not the abuse of vulnerable adults or children. #AskAlex, and thank you to everybody for your support.